It's me. Hello?
Oh my Bri, I've been calling you for 2 weeks. Are you ready for Temple Timeout?
Yeah, I'm already in the studio. I'm feeling much better. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk about some Temple basketball, you know, where they're going in the bracketology. I'm excited.
You know what? I was thinking about doing a little segment with our reporter Adam Miller, talking about just if we buy or sell topics, 3 hot take debate topics. I'm super excited.
I love it. All right, well, I'm ready to break it down, but first, let's take a timeout. Hello and welcome to Temple Timeout, the official web series of Temple Updates the Sportsdesk. I'm Bri Hofsass, that's Vince Coll. We have a lot to break down for you today.
Yeah, Temple basketball is nice and rested. Their last game 6 days ago, and they're gearing up for a home game on Saturday. So since we love projections around here, let's take a look at where ESPN Bracketology has the Owls if the season ended today. So right now they're the last 4 in. They have a play-in game for a 12th seed, but with more wins in their last final games, it's gonna only up their chances from there.
Right, and you know, like you said, the Owls are back in action this Saturday. They're going to be taking on Tulsa at the Liacouras Center. You can stream the matchup on ESPN News starting at noon. But let's go over what went wrong for the Owls the last time they played the Golden Hurricanes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Tulsa shot nearly twice as well from the field with 55%, while Temple shot only 30%. Shiz Alston did lead the Owls with 13 points. Nate Pierre-Louis and Q Rose had 10 and 12 apiece as well. But if they're going to make a run in the big dance, they're going to need more consistent and elite play, frankly, from their role players in those must-win games.
Yeah, this loss last game to Tulsa makes Saturday a huge game for Temple basketball. Just because Temple has lost 4 out of the last 5 games versus Tulsa, and Tulsa's only 6-8 in conference. Temple's 9-4, so you think it'd be a cakewalk, but for some reason Tulsa has had their number. But let's flash it back to the last time we saw the Owls playing. It was versus USF. This was a ridiculous finish, took you right to the end of the game. Shiz Alston unable to get a good shot, no foul or nothing, so we're heading into overtime. 69, it's tied up, and can you believe this? Shiz has another opportunity. This time he's fouled, and he hits 1 shot at the line. Okay, so you think Temple has it, right? No. 0.8 seconds left. There's a foul called on J.P. Mormon, sending David Collins to the line from USF, and can you believe it? He misses both foul shots to give Temple the game. All he needed to do was hit 1 shot for overtime. 2, they would have won it. Instead, Temple squeaks out of South Florida with one of their biggest wins of the season.
Yeah, there's still a lot of big games coming up for the Owls that will determine their position for the postseason. With that, it's time for Temple Timeout's Take It or Leave It. The Sports Desk's Adam Miller is here. Adam, nice to have you on desk. All right, now the first question I have for you gentlemen, do you think that Temple is going to finish in the top 3 of the American Athletic Conference?
I'll start, all right? I'm taking it, 100% taking it. They're gonna finish in the top 3, excuse me, because they have winnable games ahead. They've got Memphis, Tulane, and UConn, all teams that are below them and they've beaten in the past. Now the one game you gotta look out for, Tulsa, because they lost to Tulsa, like you guys said, worst loss of the season. And then you gotta look out for that UCF team who's ahead of them right now at the 3 spot. I think they jump in the standings.
Now, I don't know, Adam, how winnable are these games, though? They're only 3-2 in the remaining 5 games, and 3 of those games were determined by less than 10 points, not including their loss to Tulsa, which was their biggest loss of the season.
Yeah, in the last 5 games, they're going to need to really bring it. Of course we know that, but I will say this, be careful, because at the end of February, winnable games become not so winnable games because people are fighting for their lives. And I will also agree with you, I'll take it, that Temple does get in this top 3 just because of how they've been playing. I mean, and another reason, UCF. They have a tough stretch. UCF is that team in 3rd place right now. They have Houston twice to finish the season, the top-ranked team in the conference, and Cincinnati, the 2nd-ranked team in the conference. So in terms of strength of schedule, Temple will probably leap UCF for that 3rd spot. It's going to be awesome going into the tournament.
All right, moving from the AAC to the Big 5, do you think that Fran the Man Dunphy in his last season at Temple, do you think he's earned that best Big Five Coach of All Time title?
I'll take this one for you, Bri. I will absolutely say he takes the Big Five title. Listen, most wins in the Big Five, first of all. He's coached in the most games, so maybe he has the most wins by default, but you got to understand, he's had the opportunity to coach at two big-time programs in Philadelphia, Penn and Temple. You're not going to fault him. You're not going to fault another assistant coach for going to another school. You know, when he had the opportunity to coach two Big Five programs, he's one of only a handful of guys with over 200 wins at two schools. Is he the best Big Five coach ever? Yes, he is, Bri.
Now, Vince, you know I love Fran Dunphy more than anyone, but I just can't get over the fact that he's never made it past the round of 32 in the big dance.
Yeah, listen, is he one of the best? Is he on the Mount Rushmore? Sure, but I'm leaving at the door, Vince. This is what I'm going with. I'm going with Jay Wright. I'm going with John Chaney, Phil Martelli, Alex Severance, because just like you said, he's never made it to past the round of 32,
yeah.
And it's got to be Jay Wright, guys. 2 championships in recent memory. Who else can you go with?
All right, now moving from the hardwood to the turf, let's take it to a little Temple football.
Yes.
Jeff Collins, in his first season for the Owls, he won 6 games, 7 if you include the bowl game. Do you think Rod Carey is going to tie that?
I'll take this one first, and I'm going to take it too because he's a winner. He's always been a winner. His first season, he was in the Orange Bowl. Unfortunately, came up a little bit short, but just to get to that point, it's a big achievement. And he's won 7 games in every season except one in his coaching career. NYU is nationally ranked in back-to-back years, and this is what I like the most. He's an offensive-minded coach with a young quarterback, bunch of offensive weapons. He gets to groom that team any way he wants. They're getting that done.
Yeah, Rod Carey is going to inherit a team that won 6 out of the last 7 games of the regular season last year. You excuse them a little bit in the bowl game to Duke against the pro quarterback. He's probably going to be drafted, that Duke quarterback, in the first 2 rounds of this coming NFL draft. But let's remind you of the weapons this team has. Let's not forget, like you said, the young quarterback. He's throwing the ball all over the place. You got Sean Ryan coming back at receiver, Brandon Mack at receiver, plus Isaiah Wright, one of the premier talents in college football. A very good roster that Rod Carey is inheriting. So as long as he stays on track, he's definitely on track for at least 7 wins this year.
All right, guys, well, that's going to wrap it up for Take It or Leave It. Thank you so much, Adam, for coming on the desk. What I'm getting is there's a lot of Temple toughness coming out of 10th and Diamond, no matter what. Speaking of what, one guy who used to play down at EO, he's about to make a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly right. We're talking about Tavon Young, and this is the man you're looking at right now. He is the highest paid nickel cornerback in college football. Nickel is just another word for a specialized cornerback. He comes in special packages, and this is the team that drafted Tavon Young. He was a 3rd-round pick back in 2014 or 15, and he's done nothing but live up for the hype for this team. So he was a single digit at Temple football. Now he is the highest paid nickel cornerback in the NFL. It's pretty cool. But it's not only him that's making big noise in Philly sports, and we do consider that Philly sports around here.
Oh, absolutely.
With Temple, even though he's
Absolutely.
on Baltimore, he's a Temple tough guy. But other than him, Philly's spring training starts for Philly sports. The Sixers are hosting the Trailblazers this weekend. And I don't know about you though, I'm most excited for the Stadium Series. Lincoln Financial Field is turning from a football field to a hockey stadium versus the Penguins this weekend. Crazy stuff, Bri.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of crazy numbers here. There's a 53-foot refrigeration unit with a 300-ton capacity to maintain the ice at 22 degrees. And Vince, how much water do you think goes into this?
I couldn't even put a number on. A lot.
10,000 gallons per inch and 350,000 gallons for the entire rink. And there's another 25,000 feet of electrical cable, 18,000 feet of plywood go into that as well. But you know, Vince, the numbers that are alarming to me, 12 out of the last 14 matchups, the home team has lost in the Stadium Series.
Ooh.
Yikes. So the battle for Pennsylvania is sure to be a must-see matchup between the Flyers and the Penguins. You won't want to miss it. The Flyers are trying to keep their playoff hopes alive with a dub over their interstate rival. The action starts at 8 o'clock on NBC.
So a lot of action for you as a fan on Saturday. We got a Temple basketball game. We got the Stadium Series. A lot to go to, but that's actually going to be it for today's edition of Temple Timeout. As always, we'll be here next week, same time, same place. Bri will be here again. We're happy you're even back.
Hopefully. All right. Be sure to follow us on Twitter @TU_SportsDesk. That's Vince Coll. I'm Bri Hofsass. We'll see you next time.